I wish somebody so would. Oh, oh, well, I wish somebody so would. Oh, burning with the Holy Ghost. Come on, let's sing it again. I wish somebody so would. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I wish somebody so would. Oh, burning with the Holy Ghost. Come on, children, I wish somebody so would. Yeah, yeah.
Good morning, WIDU listeners. We are here bright and early on Monday morning for council conversations. I am Lynn Greene, and I'm your city council representative for District 5. And in the studio this morning with me, I have Georgiana Pinckney. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. Always nice to be around you. I always feel like we've had some past life together somewhere because
know.
some people you just connect with when you meet.
Instantly.
And we had that kind of instant connection.
Yes.
And we met right after I was elected, I guess.
That's right.
You came and
Yes.
spoke with us about Greater Life of Fayetteville, which is your now nonprofit.
Yes.
You are founder and CEO. And you provide a lot of services to the community. You've been involved in a lot of things in the community.
Yes, I have.
You have multiple degrees, as I was reading your bio last night, and you're an ordained minister as well.
Yes.
So, and a single mom to 3 children.
3 children.
And 6 grandchildren.
7.
And you fostered a lot of children.
In the past, yes.
In the past.
Mhm.
Okay. So I hope I didn't take away from
Oh,
any
no.
of your
No.
line of thinking, but
Oh.
tell us about you. Tell us how you got where you are at this point.
Okay. Well, like I said, I do have 3 young adult, amazing children. They're 49, 40, and 36. All 7 years apart. I didn't plan it that way, but it happened. How we came to this point is that I was married to military personnel. We were raising 2 girls, and I was pregnant with my 3rd, and he came downstairs one day and says, "Hey, I don't want y'all anymore. You got to go." So we did, and years later, the kids were just asking, "Mom, where's Dad? Why isn't Dad here?" And they were getting bullied in school because we didn't have a lot,
Right.
and we were struggling, getting child support. And the jobs that I had, I was working 2 jobs actually to keep the household going. And so, and during that time frame, like I said, they're getting bullied from school, they're getting suspended from school. Or my oldest one, I always would tell people that when she was in the 3rd grade, I was a banker at the time. The school called me and says, "Hey, the principal want to talk to you." And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what happened? Well, she took the teacher to the principal office because she felt the teacher was wrong. she did. And
Well, that's a new one, right?
And she did that all the way through high school. I'll be at work and the phone will ring. "Mommy, I need to tell you something. This teacher, da-da-da-da-da, you need to call a meeting." I went, okay. And a lot of times when the teacher said, "Hey, I'm going to call your mom," she said, "Go ahead, call her."
Please.
Yeah.
Right.
And, but I've learned always to stay neutral, just listen to what she has to say. And then when I get to the meeting, listen to what they have to say and make my decision.
Right.
So,
We
and
could all learn a lot from that example.
yeah, so, but, and I learned it because what we went through, not trying to deflate him, because the past is the past, that he was abusive mentally and physically. And I have learned in order to keep my children safe as well, I just had to pull back and just be quiet and just do what I need to do. And one thing, I kept them before the Lord, and I kept myself before the Lord as
Right.
well. And
There's a
and so-
reason the Bible tells us be still.
That's right. Exactly right. Exactly right. And so as time went on, interesting, God had me to become a foster parent. So we had a foster home. Some of the kids came with the same situation, feeling rejected, abandoned. They were abused mentally and physically. And educators and sadly, youth pastors was telling me, put those kids in juvenile, because I wanting help. And some came, some didn't. So as time went on, I went, these are my kids. So I continued to raise them. And working in the bank, I love banking, but I needed more
Right.
in order to support my family. So I applied for a civil service job that only supposed to last 6 months, but it ended for 12 years.
Wow.
Yes. And at that time, it's like, why am I not getting promoted? What's going on? But God had other plans. My insurance agent came to me. She said, have you heard about Young Life? I said, what's a Young Life? And she said, they work with youth. And we think that you'd be great for working with them. A year later, a position came open. And guess what? I applied and received a position. And what I loved about that organization is that the training and development that they gave you, the leadership training they gave you, the social skill development they gave you, opportunity to work with kids from all walks of life,
Right.
I was just being set up for what I was going to do here, which I had no knowledge of.
Isn't it always great to look back and know why you walked every single step you walked?
Yeah.
Because I can tell you that when I ran for council, it was the epiphany for me. It was
Wow.
like, wow, now I realize why I had to do that back there, because I had to meet that person.
That's right.
And so it's always interesting to me to look back and have the ability to have 20/20 hindsight. It's always a little easier too. But it is always interesting to see the steps God walked us through
There you go.
to make the contacts that we needed to make to get to where He had planned all
That's
along.
powerful right there. Yes.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Exactly. And what was so interesting is that I end up being the the National Executive Administrative Assistant for 5 vice presidents
Wow.
that worked the urban side of the house of this organization. They were from New Jersey. 2 were from New Jersey, New York. I'm sorry, 2 from New Jersey, 1 from Chicago, 1 from Arizona, and the other was from Florida. And the couple from New Jersey, they were my first regional meeting that I was with them, because wherever the vice president went, I went.
Okay.
To work with their people and across the board. So I went to New Jersey, and I'm from the country. I'm from South Carolina. I was born and raised in the country, okay? And when they took me around, they said, well, this is the ghetto, this is the projects. I said, what's the ghetto and what's the project? Because I didn't know. And they said, oh,
Right.
you're playing with us. I said, no, I'm not. So they began to explain. I went, oh my gosh. And their work, even though they worked for this organization, they had their own ministry as well. It was teenagers who family members, the mother and the father, picked up and left them.
Wow.
And they were living out of abandoned cars, but still going to school. And that just grabbed my heart immensely.
Exactly.
You know, and we took them to a camp called Lake Champion in New York, outside of New York. And these young people wore a white polo shirt, khaki pants, and white tennis shoes. They thought they were millionaires. Just to see the expression on their faces. And a lot of them have become managers, have went on to get their education, their various degrees, and all of that. And some of them are now working for them, for this organization. And while I was there, I remember in my heart, because I knew I was moving from Colorado to here,
Right.
and it was in my heart, you can do this, because there are family members going through the same thing that you're going through a divorce, going through mental and physical abuse, kids getting suspended from school. You have to go sit in the classroom to ensure that they get the number of days in order to
Right.
move on to the next grade. So came here, and as a matter of fact, I stayed in contact with them, and I asked them for the name. And it's Greater Life Incorporated and Greater Life Christian Fellowship. And they said, yeah. So now we Greater Life of Fayetteville. So
That's a fascinating story. I'm so glad I've never heard you tell that. So that all new to me, so that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
You're located on Orange Street.
Yes.
In the Orange Street School, which,
Yes.
as an E.E. Smith graduate,
Oh,
I always
awesome.
have to get my E.E. Smith plug in
Yes.
because I'm over here on my side of town. I always have to get that in every single time we have a show.
Yes.
But I am thrilled to see all of the things that are happening at Orange Street School. And I just feel in my heart that was something that was coming. I mean, that school was founded in what, 1915?
1915, yeah.
And then I think in 1953 or so, it ceased to be a school.
A long time, yeah. it was
Right, a long
span.
time. And
Yeah.
of course, it's since been renovated.
Yes.
And it's housing different types
Exactly.
of folks.
Yes.
And it has an event center that you can actually
That's
rent
right.
out
That's
and
right. The
sign
venue,
up.
correct.
Yes, it is. And I think you have a garden in the back.
Yes.
Okay, so
we're
talk about Orange Street.
grateful.
So I will tell also that I have had on my show Donald La Huffman, and Donald grew up in that area, and he wrote a book, and it is called, I think it's called, Donald, if you're listening, don't get upset with me because I can't remember the name. It's a long name, but it's about growing up in the Jim Crow era
Oh, wow.
and living in that area and going to school at Orange Street, and then eventually graduating from E.E. Smith.
Yeah.
So it's a little thin book. It's an easy read,
Really?
but it's fascinating. He gave me a copy when he was here,
Wow.
and he's very active with St. Joseph's Episcopal Church right there on
Yeah, right down
Moore
the
and
street.
Ramsey Street.
Yes.
Right. So and they, interestingly enough, are trying to kind of start a history museum of sorts
Nice.
within the church.
Oh, that's nice.
Because that is one of the oldest churches. And I know that Orange Street School is the third oldest building
in Fayetteville.
in Fayetteville.
Yes.
So talk about that a little bit
Yeah.
and how you ended up in that, because you were the first person in the building, right? Or were you close to it, maybe?
I guess, because, because in 2016, because really we were looking for a place, and everywhere we went, they went like $5,000 a month or whatever it's like. And I remember one building that one of our pastors referred me to, and the building's just been sitting there for years. And I remember calling and spoke to the gentleman, very nice guy at first. And I said, sir, I said, is there any way we can use your building? I said, we are a nonprofit organization, and we don't have a lot of funds, but this is what we offer the children and the families in the community. And when he told me $5,000 a month, I said, sir, that's a lot. We only have $100 in the bank. He said, well, I guess you got to do a lot more fundraisers, don't you? Click. I went, whoa, okay.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
But not too long after that, the building caught fire. And someone could have been in there, and stuff as well. But I used to be a part of the Human Relations Commission for the city. I said, well, city and the county, because I served on both sides. And this dean from FTCC came and spoke to us. And when he began to share about the B Street location of FTCC, I went to him and I said, hey, this is what we do. And he looked at me, he said, this is your community college. I went, okay. He said, let us host you. So they worked with, at that time, adults that was coming back to get their GED who did not graduate from high school. And he called me up and he said, I need you. I said, what's that? He said, well, we're working with the parents and they need help with their kids. While they're in class, the kids will be with you. And that's how that happened with FTCC. And that was in 2016.
Okay.
And so time went on, and then COVID hit.
I was going to say, I'm sure that 2016 was
Yes.
the precursor to
Yes.
what you were going to have to walk through 4 years later.
Exactly. And we received a new dean on that side of the house, and he really didn't want us there. So COVID helped him move this. So we're looking, and the city, I have to give the city kudos. The gentleman that was working with the nonprofit at that time, he called me up and he said, hey, the Orange Street School, and now I learned about the Orange Street School the third day that I got here, because there was, she's deceased now, Linda Amos used to have a dance group. And I was telling her about it. She said, well, it's the Orange Tree School, but you have to find out how you can get in there because I can't speak for them. And that was 2003. 2003, yes. Yes.
So not only did you have to be still, you were waiting too.
I had to wait. I had to wait. So, so as time went on, and there was others before this gentleman that really poured into the nonprofit, and I loved the city for that. I really, because I was new. I didn't know what I was really doing, except
Right.
trusting, and I know what was in my heart to do. So he called and he said, hey, the Orange Tree School is having a call tonight, and you need to be on that call. I went, oh, okay. And then one of the organization who found us, they were the Ville's Voice at the time, and the young man called me and says, hey, the Orange Tree School got a meeting that you need to be on that call. I'm like, okay. So got on the call, and we ended up meeting them the following day and spoke with them and one of my board members and I. And the next day we signed a contract with them for Greater Life of Fayetteville being in the Orange Tree School. And we were really honored to be in there. It was so interesting. In the dead of summer, we had no air.
Whew.
During the winter, we had no heat.
I'm not sure which is worse. We're in Fayetteville. I'm not sure which is worse.
And so we had heaters and we had fans going on, but it was so fascinating. The kids did not mind. And for our the first time we did the summer program, we had about 14, 15 kids. The after-school program, during COVID, we turned into a virtual learning center.
Okay.
So we had about 4 sibling groups that they would be on with the teacher. And then once they get through, the teacher would tell us what work that they want the kids to work on. And they would say, okay, don't help them unless they need help. And that's what we did for 2020. And then I think the kids went back to school in April of 21, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. And we were there. We continued to service the kids. We had our first summer camp. We did 5 weeks at the time. And our average was about 20 kids.
Okay.
And this summer it's about 45.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
it's summer, so you want to talk about your summer program
Yes.
in more detail?
We call our summer camp I Am Unique, because every
Right.
child is unique in their own way. And we target academics along with social skill developments as well. We ask the parents, and we always do this even during after-school tutoring, for them to bring us their report cards so we can see where they are, where we need to help them the most, and to keep the parents engaged as well. So during the summer program, we offer academics math, reading, science, and STEM. And the therapeutic garden came in. Again, I want to thank the county and the city for approving us to have 6 raised beds to teach the kids about gardening, thank the kids about eating healthy,
Right.
nutritional foods. And the first time we did it, they harvest that garden at least 8 times.
Wow.
They were so excited.
I'm sure.
And because they took their vegetables home and kept, Miss G, my mom and my dad made my vegetable. It was so good. And that just makes you feel so that this is working,
Right. Right.
And we have some kids that I call, now this is my definition of the real hyper kids,
Right.
ADHD 120. Yes. Because one of them, we had to make sure that we know where he's at, because he'll climb on top of a building and want to jump off and think he's Superman
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
But with those 2, when we got to the garden, and Carolina Foodscapes was the one that was helping us with it. This is their business. She was teaching them STEM. What's the difference to plant certain plants in the garden? What plants do you plant together? What do you do not plant? And this young man,
I couldn't even tell you that.
me either, and I was raised on the farm.
Yeah. I know we should rotate crops because of the soil and all,
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
don't do that
And
like
you can
we
plant
used
year
to.
round.
Right.
Yeah. And so this young man went back through those 6 beds and says, hey, somebody's not planting this right. I'm going to redo it. And we just stepped back and we just looked. It's like, oh my gosh. And the math, how she did the math with them of the distance of planting. And I went, whoa. I said, this is pretty cool. So the parents are allowed as well to
Right.
come and help them plant and harvest also. So that turned out to be fantastic. What we also do, we teach them etiquette, because etiquette is lost. It
It
really
is.
is. And we
But
give,
it's so important
so important.
because it really helps students at whatever age feel more comfortable in every environment. Because if
Exactly.
you feel like you have the skill set,
Come on.
you can be anywhere.
Exactly.
You know, I can remember going with a friend of mine. She went with me to a formal dinner, and she'd really never had that experience.
Yeah.
And she kept saying, "Don't let me use the wrong fork."
Oh, wow.
I mean, it was real for her.
Yeah.
And I just kept kind of looking at her like,
Really?
seriously?
Yeah.
I mean, and then she said, This is,
Yeah.
I'm being
'Cause they were
legit
never
with you." I'm
taught.
like,
Yeah.
okay. You know,
Yeah.
so I felt like him on Pretty Woman. You know how he's,
I got you.
you know
Yes.
how he tells her, he holds up that little thing that holds the escargot, and he
Exactly.
squeezes it to let her
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you know, how to use it. I
Exactly.
kind of felt that way. So I
Yeah.
can understand where
Yeah.
their fears are sometimes
exactly.
with things like that.
And what brought and the gala is called an etiquette affair. That's what it's called. And they dress up, and we ask different people, because there are some that cannot afford the clothing,
Right.
to just donate it to them. We had one. I have so many stories I can share with
I
you.
am sure you could probably write a book and everybody really enjoy it. So
We had one young lady, and Dad was raising her. And when she walked in like a little dude, you know. I went, oh, no. And so when the gala was coming around, two of the co-workers came to me and said, do you think the dad would feel offended if we ask him, could we come and groom her hair, wash it and groom it and all? I said, I think he'll be delighted. And then we want to take her shopping afterwards. He was ecstatic with it. We had the gala, and FTCC hosts this every year.
okay,
And we had the gala, and when it was time for them to change their clothes, because we teach them event planning as well.
right.
They plan what they want to eat, the color scheme, and all of that, the MC, who wants to give
Awesome.
testimony and all this kind
Right.
of good stuff, so, right? So they help set up and clean up. So by the time when they were getting ready to clean up, we want them to change their clothing. Well, she walked up to me and she says, Miss G, do I have to change? I went, no. She said, I like this. I said, okay, no problem at all. And she was fine. And I had a
Right.
young man, the same thing, because we were blessed through J.C. Penney's. They purchased us, helped us to purchase the blazers for the boys. And Logo Works, the company, the owner, Mr. Lewis, he said, hey, I want to do something. Let me put the logos on the blazers for you. And it's gorgeous. It's really, really
I'm
gorgeous.
sure.
And this one young man, he came to me with the same thing. He said, Miss G, do I have to change? I went, no, you don't. Miss G, I like this. Can I keep the jacket? I went, no, you cannot keep the jacket. He said, Miss G, well, can I just bring it back on Monday? And I said, okay, you can bring it back on Monday. And he did. He brought it back on Monday. And this last school term, when it was ending, he came to me and said, Miss G, I need to tell you something. I said, what? He said, I kept the jacket. I said, you did what? He said, I kept it. I said, that's okay, because it's probably all the way up to here now.
Right.
On you. But just to see them, and they enjoy the etiquette affair. No,
Right.
like you said, and we teach them the table setting as well. So they love that. We do historical art. We take them around Fayetteville, Cumberland County. They select a historical area. They go back, they do the research, because they need to know the history of the
Right.
city and the county they live in.
Right.
And we just got through doing Heroes Saturday before last, and the Friday before that, to let them know who helped build the foundation of this city and county.
Okay.
So,
Fascinating.
yes.
Well, hold that thought.
Okay.
It's time to take a pause for the calls. So we're going to break and give our advertisers a little PR here, and then we'll come back and we'll finish our discussion. Thanks.
I wish somebody so would. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, I wish somebody so would. Oh, burning with the Holy
United States and Iran reached an initial agreement early today that would extend their shaky ceasefire and reopen the Strait of Hormuz. But challenges immediately loomed, including Israel insisting it would hold on to land seized in Lebanon as it battles Hezbollah. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump is making his way to the French Alps today for the Group of Seven summit after announcing that Iran-U.S. agreement. Low water levels caused by an ongoing drought in North Carolina have prompted boat ramp closures at Lake Norman near Charlotte. Most people can't imagine losing a home to a hurricane, but one Western North Carolina couple named Rosalind and Rick Monstero have lost two. They're living in a trailer right now. They were involved in the Katrina disaster and also Helene. Within 6 months, the federal government's new work requirement rules for Medicaid must be adopted by North Carolina. Mike Rayleigh, NCI News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. Cumberland County Schools joins the greater Cumberland County community in remembering the life and legacy of Chairwoman Judy Musgrave, an at-large member of the Cumberland County Board of Education, a lifelong educator, and a devoted public servant who died over the weekend. Chairwoman Musgrave's legacy in education began long before her service on the Board of Education. She retired from CCS in 2012 after a distinguished career as an educator and mathematics curriculum leader. She continued her service to the district in 2014 when she started serving on the Cumberland County Board of Education. Cumberland County says a fresh start begins with opportunity. Join the Cumberland County Department of Social Services and Life is Worth Living Project Fresh Start for the Project Fresh Start 2026 annual information session. It is coming up on June 23rd, 9 until 11 a.m. That is at 1225 Ramsey Street in Fayetteville. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
Looking ahead to your Monday, still going to be hot at times with high temperatures about 86 to 91 degrees. A mostly sunny sky with dropping humidity heading into the afternoon. Overnight, we're partly to mostly cloudy, temperatures in the mid-60s. Then by Tuesday, most of us middle 80s under a mix of clouds and sunshine, humidity levels tolerable. Mostly cloudy Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, lows in the mid to upper 60s. I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the NCN Weather Center.
Bless the Lord. I'm Dr. Ann T. Newell, pastor of the Soul Harvest Apostolic Church, the church not just there in the community, but there for the community of Spring Lake, North Carolina. We're looking for more than a few good men and women to join the team. Iron sharpeneth iron. We may have what you need. You may have what we need. Catch the vision. Join the team. Join Wake Up.
Remember the rotary phone? Well, soon that's what people are going to ask about gas-powered cars. And every day we see videos of robots becoming more and more like us. Welcome to the future. At Fayetteville State University, we believe that anything really can happen. So wherever it is that you want to go, we've got a program for that. Visit Fayetteville State University and find out how we're preparing students just like you for what comes next. Fayetteville State University. Are you in?
Hi, I'm Mitch Colvin, president of Colvin Funeral Home and Crematory. For over 50 years, our family has provided professional services with dignity, compassion, and respect with families during a time of need. We realize funeral services are as unique as those we're honoring. We offer a variety of affordable, quality services tailored to meet each family's needs, specializing in burial and cremation services. Proudly servicing Cumberland, Robeson, Hope, Harnett, Bladen, and surrounding counties from 2 locations, 2010 Murchison Road, Fayetteville, 1904 Elizabethtown Road, Lumberton. For more information, visit our website, www.hmcolvin.com.
This is Pastor Neil of the New Covenant Christian Faith Church Ministries, 5427 Murchison Road, and I am proud to be a member of Wake Up.
And I wish somebody so would. It's on fire. Oh, it's on fire. Oh, it's on fire. Well, I wish somebody so would. It's on fire. Oh, burning with the Holy Ghost. Come on, let's sing it again. I wish somebody so would.
Good morning and welcome back to WIDU. I'm Councilmember Lynn Greene. I represent District 5 for the City of Fayetteville. And In the studio this morning, I have Georgiana Pinkney. She is the founder and CEO of Greater Life of Fayetteville. I don't know why I always hesitate with that name, but there's some mental thing with
Yeah.
me in that name. But
Yeah,
and I
because
see
it's
your
long.
logo.
Yeah.
In my head, I know immediately when I see your logo on something like, oh, there's Georgiana.
Yeah.
And maybe because the Tree of Life is my thing.
Oh, nice.
You'll have to come over to my house and see my tree.
Okay.
Because I have an oak tree that's, they've guesstimated, you can't really know unfortunately, until it's
cut,
dead.
yeah.
But I had an arborist clean it up and pretty it up a little bit not long ago, and they've estimated it's about 258 years
What?
old.
Oh, wow.
It's probably one of the prettiest trees in Fayetteville. And when I
Yeah.
moved in the house, it was very blocked off by, there was some large red tips that kind of made the backyard more private, but
Yeah.
I wanted to showcase the tree. So I took the red tips down and lit up the tree, and at night,
Wow.
people comment all the time, Lynn, that
Really?
tree is just beautiful.
Wow.
And so I also have a Tree of Life tattooed on my ankle, which a lot
Okay.
of people do not know, but now everybody
Now they-
knows.
now they know.
Now everybody knows. And I referenced the Revelation verse
Yeah.
about the restoration of Eden,
There you
because
go.
it's only mentioned twice in the Bible.
Yes.
Once at the beginning, when
And
it's
in
mentioned in the Garden of
Revelation.
Eden, and then once again in the restoration. So my reference verse on my ankle is the
Wow.
restoration
Nice,
verse.
nice.
So I have there's some deep thoughts between me and that tree.
That's all right.
So, and I feel like God led me to that home because
Yeah.
of that tree.
Yeah.
And my friends tease me that I bought a tree that came with a house. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and it's an oak tree.
It's an oak
Yeah.
tree, and it's an old tree.
That's
So,
right.
I'm
And oaks
o-
are steady and
Exactly.
strong. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So just before the break, we were talking about your program. You're located on Orange Street.
Yes.
And we were talking about, in particular, the gala. So pick up there and finish your
Okay.
thought process on that, and then let's talk about the ones we haven't touched on, which is
Okay.
your suspension intervention program
Okay.
and your
And the
parent workshops.
Yes.
Because I
Awesome.
think those kind of tie in together, maybe.
They all, because
They-
we
they
do
all
our best
tie,
to be
you know?
holistic, to
Yes.
work with the holistic family, and that's what we do. That's why we do what we do. And also going back to I Am Unique Summer Academy, like I said, the gala is involved as well, and we hosted again at FTCC. They were so gracious to allow us in to do this, and also give the kids a sense of being on a college campus as well. And so we're very, very pleased about that. But they also, like I said, we teach them event planning, so they help plan the event as well. They set up and they tear down also.
Hey.
Yes.
My daughter will tell you that she did all that too because she had to be with me, and that
Yeah.
was like where my life was at that point.
I got you.
She said,
Yeah.
I have been to so many events, Mom. I know what to do.
Yes.
Just let me be. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And it's teaching them.
It is.
You know, and they're learning from it all. And one year, I mean, I tell you what, our heart was just flooded with just seeing the boys. At this time, we had just enough boys for 2 girls to be at their tables. And one young lady got up to go use the restroom. This young man got up out of his chair and held the chair for this young lady and helped her. We looked at each other like, they're doing it.
He was paying attention.
Yes. And we teach them how to, if you're in a restaurant, how do you get a waiter's or waitress attention? And they did that with us. And it was so funny. One of the young ladies, when I took her order, I messed her order up twice. And so she called someone else over. She said, Miss Nicole, could you come over here, please, and take my order? Miss G just messed my order up. I'm like, excuse me? So when Miss Nicole went and got what she asked for, she said, Miss Nicole, I didn't ask for that. I said, girl, what did you ask for? It was so funny. It was really fun. But they experience what other people will experience in a restaurant. Right. Maybe your order is not right. Maybe you did ask for something, but you changed your mind on it. So we teach them a lot of things, and we have a great time with them. What else do we do with them? We invite other organizations from the community to come in and speak with them. This year, on July the 21st, we having pop-up career day. So we're asking different people to come in and talk to the kids about different careers. The sheriff department and the police department always supports us. They
Right.
have their time with the kids as well. We have had, one thing that we always try to do, because we have so many cultures, so many countries that lives here in Fayetteville.
Yes, we do.
So each year we go to one of them and says, hey, do you mind coming in and talking to the kids about your culture? We have had Puerto Rico in, we had Africa in, we had someone in from Hawaii, we had another from the Philippines. And the Philippines blew us out of the water. Oh, we had also the Lumbee and the Coher Indian.
Okay.
But the Philippines came in and blew us out of the water. They brought food galore. I mean, food galore.
Right.
They brought in their artifacts, their cultural dress, and a video for the kids to watch and for them to ask questions. And some of the kids, if they're not familiar with it, they think it's funny. So we ask them, what's funny about this? They're not used to it. They haven't seen it. So and I keep telling them, this is not a black and white thing. It's a cultural thing.
Right.
It's a community, and this is part of your community. So we do our best to teach them the social skill development, and also to see where they are. And we have multicultural children. We have some that are mixed, some are from probably Puerto Rico, some from Africa, some right from here.
Right.
But they learn from each other. And another story that I have to share this too. We had two young men came in one time, and they both was combative. I mean, if you walked in and you fell, they would say, good, you need to hurt yourself. Like, no, you don't do that. That's an adult. You're supposed to have, no, I'm not. But they were going through so much. So we had to learn what were they going through. And this particular time, we were blessed with some funds to get some computer desk. And the shipment came in, and I said, hey, guys, I need you to help me bring the desk in. And with this one little guy was such in a hurry, he accidentally hit the other young man. He was ready to fight. So conflict resolution, bring them in the office, sit with them. He hit me. He said, I'm sorry. He said, I just wanted to help, and I didn't mean to hit you. It was an accident. And he calmed down. He said, yeah, okay, it was an accident. So I said, well, you guys need to talk to each other. Do you really know each other's names? And what do you like? Both of them like the same things. They like football. They like going out to the pizza, eat pizza, or whatever.
Right.
And they became friends. And what was so neat one day, they were sitting at the table, it was downtime. All the kids were conversating. And I heard him say, one of them said, watch this. Who all in here love Jesus? Nobody said anything. The one little boy said, I don't think they heard you. He said, I'm going to ask again. Didn't say anything to me.
Right.
Miss J, they're not listening. I said, what are you talking about? I'm going to do it again. Who in here love Jesus or know Jesus? And they all went, we all know Jesus. We all love Jesus. He said, Miss G, you didn't say nothing. I went, oh my God. He said, do you love Jesus? I said, yes, I do. I said, thank. And they went back conversating. It's like, wow, okay. And they were so in tune for the rest of that summer, the rest of the program, engaging, helping, and we give them chores sometimes
Right.
too. You know, if we have four different groups, they all take turns because it's teaching teamwork.
Right.
It's teaching them how to work together, how to plan together, how to agree to disagree. So we teach them a lot of things, and then we do a lot of other things too. So,
Right.
yeah, with the summer program, and we do take, like I said, on different field trips. We do that as well. But we also have a schedule where we teach them math, reading, and science, and then do STEM with them as well. And then we have an art person. We do our best to find different artists in the community to come and work with the kids. And we've been blessed so far, having great artists
I
that
don't
come
think
in.
there's any shortage of those.
No,
Honestly,
not
I
at
feel
all.
like we are rich in culture and
Yes.
artists and some of those avenues.
Yes,
And I'm always just fascinated.
I know.
I have my cousins all are very artistic. I am not.
Yeah.
I can't draw a stick
That's me,
figure
yeah.
hardly. And they have been up several times and entered some of their artwork in shows and panels.
Nice.
And I never said anything, and they just they found that
Yeah.
that venue,
Yeah.
and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm like I was just amazed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it is that's kind of a culture as well. You know,
It
it's
is.
that
It
that
is.
art that
Yeah.
artist group.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And they're fascinating.
Yes, they are. And what is so great about it with the historical art, once they research it, then we show them to put it in a presentation form, from presentation to art form. So they can put it on canvas, or even if they want to build something, then they let us know. And then we present it to the community. You come in and you judge them. Now you're teaching them how to speak to people, okay? Giving them confidence and memorization, sentence structure, all that is involved.
Right.
And then you judge on all of that. And then we give them four top, everybody gets something, but you have 4 top prizes that they receive. And we call it Through My Eyes, because that's the way they see it, through their eyes.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the
Amazing.
annual thing. And
Perfect.
years ago, when we first got started, and this came back to my memory, we were given a proclamation from the city for Through My Eyes. And it hit me one night. I walking like, whoa, we did receive a proclamation for that years ago when we first got started. So I'm excited about
That's
that.
amazing.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, your after-school program.
Yes. We go right along with Cumberland County School System. We have tutoring Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 3
Okay.
o'clock to 5:30. And we ask the parents to make sure they bring us their report cards, because we want to see where their weaknesses are. And we ask the parents to ask the teacher whatever additional work they want the kids to work on, to send it to us. So we'll help them. Because sometimes when they go, oh, Ms. G, I don't have any homework. Wrong answer. You have to read for 30 minutes.
Right. There's always
Yeah,
homework.
it's always
I learned. There was
homework.
always
Yes,
homework. It didn't matter.
It
There
didn't
was
matter.
always homework.
Yes. Or multiplication. You're doing your multiplication table, or division, something of that nature. But they have to read with us as well.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So yeah.
So, this past weekend, you
Mm-hmm.
held a event called Tighten It Up,
Mm-hmm.
honoring fathers, honoring our families.
Yes.
Tell us about that. Is
That
that
was-
part of your parent workshop?
It's part of our parent workshop.
Okay.
Exactly. That's one other program just for the men. Just for, just for the men. I put it just like that. And this was given to us to have it in 5 different locations throughout the city. We call it a citywide movement, honoring our fathers, honoring our families. And this was our first. The turnout was small and was pretty much expected, but it's going to be an annual event. And the
Okay.
people that was there, because I had to, I was out of town. I had to fly to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I took one of our young people with us. And it's a global summit that we are part of our Daily Bread, and they want to teach young people leadership skills.
Okay.
And to be able to take over, I guess, the different leadership spots that's there. So when I came back and I was getting texts and phone calls, it was awesome. It was magnificent. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this. You know, and it should have been more people, but my understanding there are other activities going on as well. But first time it could be big, first time it could not. But the thing is, you don't stop with it.
No.
You know, when you hear them say, it was awesome,
Right. There's your sign.
that was my sign. So we'll keep doing it. And what we had last month, and what was it, April the 18th, it's called Just Us. Those are mothers,
For mothers.
grandmothers, and aunties. And we had 66 women, that registered, and 59 showed up. And it was wonderful. We had it at the Orange Street School. And what I enjoyed about it, all the women in there said, this felt so freeing. Do this again next year.
Right.
Don't change a thing. I went, wow. It was awesome.
Right.
It was really, really awesome. So that will be an annual event as well, because we want to celebrate. The idea is celebrating the mothers and the grandmothers, and so many others are raising their family members' children.
Right. We do something, I feel like it's maybe similar at my church. I go to Fayetteville Community, and we do a Saturday that's called Muffins for Mom.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's really
Yeah.
a time for gathering and breaking bread together. And then hearing a speaker and having table conversation and
Yeah.
trials, struggles,
There you go.
praises.
Exactly.
Wherever the Lord
Exactly.
takes you
Yeah.
that day, really.
Yeah.
There's always something planned, and
Yeah.
there's always some takeaway and some kind of, like you said, a workshop feel.
Right.
But it's not so structured that
It's
it
not-
doesn't
there you
allow
go.
for the entry of what I'm going to say to you, the Holy Spirit, to take the reins and
Yeah.
lead you somewhere you never expected to go.
Exactly right. And the thing is, they were able to share, even with the men event, and that's what we wanted. They were able to share from the outline that we had, and they said, "Wow, this gave us the opportunity to talk to each other." And the one thing I learned, like we said earlier, I've learned to apologize to my kids. You know, and like we said earlier, your daughter said, "Mom, it's a process that we're all going through."
Right.
And so hosting those parent workshop has been phenomenal. We've done quite a few throughout the years, and I want to still put another plug for the county and the city of believing in us to put on these parent workshops. And some of them we have even went into the schools when the PTA or PTO asked us, "Hey, could you come in and do a workshop for us?" Hey, that's all you need to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're there. We
It-
understand the assignment.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so it's just been phenomenal seeing what the community is in need of, just putting our ears to the community and hearing, just listening of what's going on and what's needed. And one thing about Greater Life, we know that we cannot do this by ourselves.
Right.
So we do partner with other organizations. Like with ours, we service 1st through 8th grade. So when they go to 9th grade, we have other organizations with, "Hey, we have this family. Can we give them your information?" So that they will not fall through the cracks.
Right.
And that's the goal. It's just to keep them going. And there's some phenomenal other organizations here that we do partner with and want to partner with as well. So yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So you have an upcoming event.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it. It's a crime prevention series, 2
Yes.
parts, a public safety workshop on June 27th,
Correct.
and it is effects of gun violence. I have a chance.
I have a chance. That's the
So
theme.
talk about that. Tell me more about that. That's an interesting title.
Yeah. One of our committee members, because when we were throwing it around, she came up with it. It's like, I like that. And this is one of the shirts. The only thing wrong with this is that the gentleman forgot one word in here, but it's holding on to my chances for at a greater life. And so we have the new T-shirts that we'll have. We have bags. We have the hats. We have the bands. For those, we want families to come out. Our first, session 1, was May 2nd. And this is session 2. We wanted to have 3 sessions, but timing wasn't right. The last session that we had phenomenal family members who have lost loved ones from the effects of gun violence. And mostly of them, sadly, they said were children. And just being able to hear the community voice, what can we do as a whole to prevent this from happening or continuously from happening to our young people? We had one young lady that shared, and she works with for Greater Life, that when she went home one day with her grandson, she went into one of the rooms, and her father left all these guns laying on the bed with the ammunition and everything. And you know, that did something to her.
Right.
So she definitely spoke to the grandson and says, "Okay, you're not supposed to do this, that, da 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 da." Now here, the other grandchild, which is 4, doesn't know any better, and end up, so they ought to make sure keep the door closed until he gets home. Keep the door closed. But the little girl didn't know, hey, that's a shiny little object right there. You know, oh, that looks, and picks it up, not knowing if it's loaded or not loaded. So yeah, things like that, and making sure that parents put a lock on the gun case, or
Absolutely.
there was another where the child was there when the father was doing the combination on the safe.
You don't think they're paying attention,
But
but they
they
pay
are.
attention to everything.
Yes, they do.
I realized that when my 3-year-old granddaughter would know my password on my phone.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's the
Exactly.
same thing, you
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
It's that same memory thing because they're so intrigued
They
by
are.
whatever you're doing as an adult.
That's right. Exactly. And they see
So-
everything basically. They
do.
Yes.
Things we don't realize
Yeah.
they're seeing, or the things that we don't realize they hear us say.
Exactly. Yes.
You know,
so we're
I-
asking families to come out to this second event, to come out to. We had a pretty good turnout last time, but we really want a great turnout this time, and hopefully to continue on with this and joining forces with other organizations that targeting the same thing, the crime prevention
Right.
series. So we look forward of doing things like that. We've done human trafficking as well, where Judge King
I
had
was
came
involved
out.
in a summit recently and attended and got to hear a lot of
Yes.
things that I did not know.
Exactly.
I was left there a little overwhelmed.
I'm sure. I'm
And
sure.
you know, I was invited by Judge King
Mm-hmm.
and Cape Fear Valley because they were hosting it, and
Yes.
I opened for the city because the mayor couldn't
Beautiful.
attend.
Yeah.
And I told Judge King, I said,
Yes.
I've listened to your Worth Court story, and she talked about Worth Court.
Okay.
But the trafficking piece is just
Yes. It's mind blowing.
It really,
Yes.
really is.
Mhm.
And we have a lot of work to do.
Oh, we do.
So-
And we all have to work together.
Yes.
With all of this.
It is about community.
It is.
It's
Yes.
not about my district, your district, their district.
Come on.
It's about the
community.
entire community, and it's not
That's
just
right.
the city of Fayetteville.
Yes.
Yes, I represent District 5 in the city of Fayetteville, but it is so much bigger than that. City,
is.
county,
County, yes.
community.
And the surrounding
And you
areas.
touched on it so many times in speaking today. So he's giving us the sign that our
Yes.
time is up, and I hate it because I've really learned a lot today about you personally, and I love my opportunities to meet people in the community and get to know them better. So good luck in
Thank
everything
you.
that you do. I look forward to having you back
Thank
on the
you.
show.
Thank you.
I look
Yeah.
forward to being involved with your program in some
Thank
way.
you. We appreciate that. I will
I
let
would
you
love
know.
to do it.
Yes.
I absolutely would love to do it. So I hope that somebody gleaned something they needed today from our time together. So thanks again, Georgiana,
Thank
for
you
being
again
here.
for having me.
And
Thank
we will
you.
see you soon.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I wish somebody so good. Yeah.
WI